Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Music Explained. Today, we're joined by Nick Labardo of The Decent Okay, a Philadelphia indie rock band built on songwriting, live energy, and the kind of local grind that turns a project into a real movement. Nick, welcome to the show.
What's up? That is me. We're moving it. We're doing it. How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I'm good. We are excited to have you on. I feel like this season's been like the indie rock season 5, and it's been pretty awesome. Like to talk to a lot of the local bands in the area.
No,
Uh,
it's just decent. Okay, I think is what I've. All right, one point for me. 1 point. That's 1 point. Sorry.
good plug. So you founded Decent Okay in the fall of 2019. What was going on in your life that you felt that you need to make this move in creating the band itself?
Dude, that's a great question. We should start with the genesis. Okay, we should start with the with the origin. Okay. I'm I'm a public school teacher. I'm a history teacher, and I I guess in 2019, where was I teaching? I was teaching in Southwest Philly at Hardy Williams High School, and I had a lot of good things going in my life with like I was playing a lot of music and like really like getting out there and playing on South Street at Milk Boy and getting out there, and then I guess I started the band in 2019 because I got out of just a really bad relationship. I wish I was more interesting and unique, because that's such a generic musician answer. But I got done real dirty, okay? And I just was like, well, I remember like, you know, the woman that I was involved with, who was a great young lady, by the way. But it didn't work. She just it just didn't seem like she really connected with me with the music stuff. Didn't like the fact, made comments that she did not like guitar. I was like, okay, I don't know where this is going. But she so when that ended, I just felt like just this big awakening. I bought like a brand new amp,
Mm.
um, bought a new guitar, and I really like went into just like writing a lot of music, and I was busking on the streets and doing all that. And then I was playing at an open mic on South Street, and I met a bunch of producers there, and I just really hit it off with this one producer. His name's Ted Richardson, and he invited me in the studio, and we really just started crafting my first album there. And at that time, I um did not have like the band that I have now. I just kind of just went into the studio, and it was like a solo project that, I don't know, grew into this amazing experience that I've been so lucky to meet all these wonderful people with, to just bring my music alive. And it kind of started in 2019. I At that time, I got invited into the studio because a coworker of mine, his brother, Reese Banga, he's on my first album, on a song called Wasted. But Reese had his own music studio in Gray's Ferry.
Mm.
Or not, I guess that's still South. Maybe it's Gray's Ferry. I don't know. But he invited me in, and I was doing like a lot of guitar for him and his clients. And then that was kind of like the first like studio experience I had. And then but I wanted the band, I wanted to like I wanted to to meet a drummer and get all that stuff done. And through all of this passion of just pursuing my music, I just kind of met all of these wonderful people in my life. And that's kind of how the Decent Okay started. I guess it started out of, you know, scorn. A scorned man. A scorned man. Yeah, I think is what it was.
Uh, sad, but I guess it worked out in the end because
Yeah.
you're here now, right?
We're
Um,
here. We're doing it. Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah.
How did you, I guess, begin your musical like journey? Um, I'm sure you've been playing for a while before the
Yes.
whole female situation, and then creating the band.
Yes. Well, I'm from Pittsburgh, and I got the Penguins jersey on here because I'm gonna watch the game. I got the playoff beard. So I'm so glad that you asked like another follow-up question. Great job, because we really, if we want to get to the genesis, we have to go back further because I'm old as shit now. So let's see. Well, you don't look a day. Um I'm from Pittsburgh, and my parents, my stepfather had a violin repair shop in our house, and I just like grew up around it. And it wasn't until like maybe I was like in high school, like I asked my stepfather to like kind of like give me a guitar and like really kind of, and he kind of just like was like, you can play whatever you want, you know. It's probably like he's been waiting for me to ask, you know. And at one point I did have him like make a left-handed guitar for me. And then I was like, that's stupid. Like I'm making him do all this work. I'm just gonna learn the regular way. And then but yeah, I just grew up with musical household. My mom is an amazing um like folk violinist. And the reason why the band is called the Decent Okay, and it's supposed to be humble, like it's supposed to be. Some people early on in my career didn't get it. They thought that I was like, oh, it's Nick Lombardo and the Decent. No, it's just like it's like we're like it's supposed to be like just an okay everyone. But my stepfather had a band called the Plazlowskis, and it was like a Polish spelling, like Placz Owski, so it was like Plazlowskis. And I just thought it was cute and funny that it was like not serious, and but they were really but at the core of it is that they were amazing musicians. So I guess I kind of wanted to carry that spirit on. And my whole, you know, upbringing was just full of really talented and creative people. Like my twin sister is a classically trained violinist. She's the best musician in the whole family. She's like amazing. Um, and my older sister is a painter. And so there was just like a mood of just like
Yeah.
art in the house. And that's how I got started. Was I just started playing in high school here or there. When I went to college, like it really picked up because I was like alone in college, and like that really became a thing. Um, I just like really obsessed over John Mayer and and any blues artist that I could get a hold of. Like I just really enjoyed. And um, Chuck Berry, Stevie Ray Vaughan, I don't anyone. And then after my first year teaching, I was probably around like I was probably like 23. This was like 2013. I was playing music with a girl a lot, and we were busking like every weekend, like Friday, Saturday, and we were making like hundreds of dollars, like in Old City and in the neighborhood.
Hmm.
And then American Idol came, and we were like, oh my god, we should do American Idol. We should do American Idol. And I really didn't want to do it because I was like, I always thought that she was just an amazing singer, and she had the look and the talent. And we tried out together, and she didn't make it, and I made it. And I was kind of bummed because I really wanted my friend to do well, and she was like, oh my, I did. I was like, I know you were supposed to be the one that made it. And I just kept making it through the round. I was just doing it for fun. Like I didn't give a shit. I was just like, okay. And at that time I only knew a handful of songs, and I just kept making it. And I just made it on, I didn't like make it on the show, but I made it through all of the production rounds, and then I made it on the national commercial. They came to my house and they filmed me like, and so my first year, or maybe it was my second year teaching, but it was like it was on the Fox News, like, or it was like on Fox TV, like every day, like the commercial, like watch American. And then my kids were like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fucking me, dude. Yeah, it is. Let's go." That's kind of how it was. So it's a good time. So yeah, I peaked a long time ago. No, I'm kidding. No, we're still going. We're going way up, dude.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning, as Julia said. This is the beginning.
Yeah, it is. Damn.
Am I
Man,
doing too much? Am I talking? Is this
no.
too much? This is a good answer.
This is great. This is phenomenal.
You asked a good
Uh,
question.
that is interesting. I did see that you were on American Idol. Um, I think we've had a few people who either were on it or like did like the national to like got to the point where you were as well. It is crazy to see that people do make it. Like it's actually a real thing. People is not
Yeah,
scripted at all. So I would think that is like any reality TV show kind of be scripted, and we want you to do certain things to boost viewership and stuff like that, ratings. But it is awesome to see that they give people an opportunity to showcase their talent like that.
yeah. They were, in a weird way, they were really genuine people. Like they were really cool, and um, it's so funny that I had that experience when I was so new.
Hmm.
Like I was just going in there wide eyed. Like I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I remember once I had made it like pretty far, like, they invite you back day after day after day, and then they sat down and interviewed me forever about what it was like to be a teacher, and I was kind of convinced that maybe they just liked me because I was a teacher in Philly and all this stuff. And then they like invited me in with this guy with this grand piano, and he wanted me to like sing with him. I had never done that, and I was like, bro, like I only know like 10 songs. Like I don't, it was just too much. I was like, I don't know. Like I didn't expect this to happen. So, but it was cool that I will give them credit. Like they were the first people that were like, you can do something with this. And I really am thankful for that experience. And, um, it was, they genuinely like cared about the music. It was a cool time. It's cool. I have one more follow up. I tried out for American Idol again,
Yeah,
like we're doing now.
yeah.
And I made it again, but I lied on my resume and said that I was like 25 or something. I can't remember. You had to be a certain age, and then I kept making it, and then like I got put into like a one-on-one session with this producer, and they were like, "Okay, like we need to be like serious, like how." So, yeah, I don't think I've told anyone that, but I kept making it, and then they were like, "Okay, but you're like you're too old." And I was like, okay, all right, okay.
Wait, that's kind of fucked. I didn't know
I
you got
know. I
a
was like,
age
I
requirement.
tricked you though, but I tricked you.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
No, no. I was like, I didn't know there was gonna be like an age requirement. That sucks.
Yeah, I think the cutoff was like 28, and I had just turned 20. Oh, being a teacher has been awesome. I mean, um, I think I think there's like a sense of like fearlessness that I have because I have to be in front of kids every day, no matter what I'm feeling, and like kind of give it my all. And I still try to approach every day, even though I'm getting older in my career, still try to approach every day like that. It's like there's this ultimate sense of vulnerability. It's like as soon as you walk into that classroom, kids know if you're excited to be there, if you're prepared, or if you're full of shit. And if you're all three, you can really make some magic happen, if you're all three of those, you can really do whatever the fuck you want. So I think I like view a lot of my like teaching as like an art form for sure. And so I think it's definitely benefited. My old school that I was at, it was in the charter system for 10 years, and it was very demanding. It was very, very demanding. And I remember just trying to do both things at night, like perform at night and then come into the classroom. And I just remember it was just like, wow, how am I going to keep doing this? This is a lot. And I eventually got, the school stuff done so well that it didn't really matter. But it was a grind. And then I ended up taking a year off. I like took a year off last year. I kind of just like got to a capacity where I was like, you know what, I need a break from school. And I really wanted to pursue the band like full time. And I had the best year of my life. It was great. It was so much fun. I'm like, man, should I have really gone back into school, into education? And that's something that I deal with all the time. Should I have kept going on full tilt? But I think I'm at a really good balance right now. Now I'm in the school district, a little more relaxed. I can balance both things, it feels like. Have you seen our summer schedule? We got a huge packed summer schedule of shows. You can come see us. So we can blast that out. We can blast that out. But I don't know. I think just being in front of kids has just been, I learn a lot of, I just see so many personalities on a daily basis and yearly basis. I just meet so many. I'm just lucky to be in the position to meet so many wonderful people. And I think that's absolutely impacted who I am. And at my last school, I had an amazing principal who gifted me the opportunity to teach guitar to a bunch of students for 3 years. And he recognized how passionate I was about the Decent Okay, and he knew that the Decent Okay was not like a joke, like it was like a legitimate thing. And he wanted me to bring it into the classroom, and he just was like, "You are going to teach guitar next year." And I was like, "Oh, I've never done that." And I just kind of had to learn it. Like, I knew how to play a guitar, but like actually teaching 28 students who don't want to be in the room, like how to make it awesome. So that was kind of a just, get thrown in and lit on fire kind of situation. And that was hard. That was cool. But I did that for 3 years. I had like an elective last period of the day. I got to teach guitar, and it was awesome. It was cool.
Wow.
I hope that answers your question.
That's awesome. It's not too many opportunities where you get the opportunity to blend what you love doing outside of work with what you're currently doing,
Yeah.
and have the opportunity to do both at the same time, teaching, right? Something you love and seem like you're passionate about, but then also the music aspect of it, then being able to step aside from teaching history to then teaching a few students how to play the guitar. I'm sure
Yeah.
down the line they'll come back as like, I know how to play the guitar because of you, and that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
I met some really cool students that way. And then of course at the end of the year we would do a teacher student rock band. And man, I think I did Hey Joe on stage at the end of the year with me and 3 students. This girl Angel, who could really play guitar. She was so cool. And Kaleem, and we had a bass player. But yeah, it was like, I still stay in touch. Kids, they find me on Facebook, or they DM me, like kids that I've taught before, and it's like, or I'll be on like TikTok live, and they'll like jump and they'll be like, "Hey, Mr. Lombardo." I'm like, it's just funny. It's like cool that like I've gotten to meet so many people that follow the band. They like legitimately like follow the band. I've had former students come to shows now. I'm like, what? I'm getting old as fuck, dude. I'm getting old as fuck. I'm like, no, I'm old. That's like the sign. Like, oh, no, it's awesome. But I'm like, wait a minute, we're all at the bar. But it's fun. How has teaching impacted school? It's been awesome. It's been the best thing.
Nice. That's really good to hear. So you mentioned that you took a year off.
Yes.
Become charter before going to the public. What did you do in that 1 year?
Man, in that 1 year, well, it's funny. I was so scared to take that year off because I knew it was the right thing to do, but like you always hear about people taking the leap and like how jumping into the unknown. And I am, you know, dating the most wonderful human over here. She's over there somewhere. But my girlfriend Jess like really supported me. She's the best, dude. She's the best. And I kind of lined up my I guess I want to say retirement, but that's not the word. Like my resignation. My resignation. In a weird way, it kind of worked out where her family's from Taiwan, and they flew me to Taiwan after like I think there was like a couple weeks went by, and then before I knew it, I was like in Asia with her whole family on this beautiful experience, and they took me all over the country to the mountains, to the beach, to Taipei, and I don't know, I just felt like so carefree and just like I was at a point where I had like wow, like I'm like traveling again, and I wrote my last single Little Flower based off of my trip, and it was such a meaningful like pure like just joyous moment. A lot of my um before 2019 when I started recording, I went to Europe 3 times by myself like with a backpack over the summer because I was like a teacher. It's like I'm just going to go travel the world. And that's where a lot of my like ideas, like I really found myself, and a lot of my just musical ideas came from was just seeing the world and seeing all these beautiful places and, doing that thing. So when I got to go to Taiwan, it was like a whole other thing that just I fell in love with. And I got to go with the woman that I love too. So it was like added bonus, added bonus. So it was just awesome. So that was the first thing I did. That was the first thing. Yeah, went out with a bang, I
Yeah.
guess. And then I don't know, I just when I came back, I started writing a lot, recording. Oh, we had a shit ton of shows. And you know what the cool thing was is like once people saw that I like left teaching, was like everyone in the Philly music scene just like was like, "Oh my God, Nick's doing it." Like we're doing, and I got all these shows booked. It was just it was the coolest experience. I had like a bunch of shows with the band. We drove up to Penn State and did like a frat show, and we're like 30, 35, 38. Some of us are, we're
Yeah.
like, bro, this is hilarious. This is fucking hilarious, dude. Dude, the show that we did in Penn State was just so fucking funny, dude. Like, I can't even tell you. It was just so funny. Uh, it was just hilarious, dude. The whole event was just
Yeah.
awesome. And yeah, I don't know. I just focused on being with the guys, really, is what it was. So, I don't know. And then after a while, I started subbing and just like putting my feet in and just seeing if I should still sub or whatever. But I think I just took some time to just really just unwind, really, and just
Mhm.
feel normal again. Thanks for asking.
Oh, that's awesome. Damn, that's a phenomenal year though. Looking back at it.
Yeah. Have you have you traveled or where have you been?
I do travel, but not across the country. Went to, was it Italy for a wedding?
Ooh,
That was
beautiful.
phenomenal.
Damn. Okay.
And then um Israel as well for another wedding.
Whoa. All
Yeah, a
right.
few years ago. And everything else has just been like in the States. So I've been to California a few times. That's just
Boston.
I haven't been.
Boston.
Ah,
I thought
I,
you said you were in Boston for your bachelor
no.
party.
I was in Austin.
Oh, Austin. Dude, bro. So you're telling me that we had a whole conversation about two separate cities, and I was like, oh, I've been there. And
Yes.
that
Yeah.
I was, and I wasn't there. I was like, oh, sick. Dude, that's also how I know I'm getting old is I can't hear shit. I can't hear shit. That's awesome.
But yeah, I love traveling. When doing more, it's been awesome.
All right.
So I want to jump into a little bit about your music, and like what really defines the decent okay.
Ooh. Okay.
What song would you say it really represents the decent okay that you guys release?
Dude, Save Somebody is Save Somebody is like the decent. I mean, I'm so glad that dude, you have great questions, man. We are re-releasing like a new version of that of
Mhm.
like how we play it live like now cuz like that's the very first song that I ever recorded and really like when I wrote it I was like, "Oh, I have a song. Like this is good." And when now and we're gonna when we first recorded it we had like a keys player, we had Logan Roth from Trap Rabbit, who's fantastic, amazing, plays for Lauryn Hill and Doechii and all these amazing people. And so Logan was really instrumental in that first album. And now like when we play that live, it's usually our opener. 90% of the times we open with that song and it's just like it puts me in the right mindset. It's a little bit dancey, it's a little bit rock and roll. So that's a fun song. That's a really good song. And we're gonna re-release it just like how we play it now, like a little bit of stripped down version, no keys on it. And so that's like still like all these years later, like we're like still like going back and like recording the same fucking song. So it's funny. It just never goes away. So the Save Somebody is a good one. Save Somebody. What is your? What do you have a favorite decent okay song?
It was South Dakota.
Oh man, you can't go
Yeah.
wrong with South Dakota.
Yeah. And
We
then I watched the video afterwards. I'm like, oh, this is really, really good. Um,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, yeah. So I would
Yeah,
say South Dakota is my favorite song.
South Dakota, we got to work with a good friend of ours named Skylar Jenkins. I did 5 music videos with him, and I did 4 music videos with him like a couple years ago. Also, we filmed all this stuff because it was like COVID time and there wasn't really shows, and we were a new band and I didn't really have anything else to do. I was just like, I record this album, I'm gonna make all these music videos. And now, like 4 or 5 years later, it's like, oh shit, like we're like a band and we play a lot, and now we can make a music video that's like it's just like we're not trying. It's just like this is us right now. So South Dakota is that is decent okay to a T. Has a little bit of the country rock kind of in there, I guess. That we
Yeah.
Americana feel, I
Yes.
guess.
What? How would you describe the genre? Because it,
Yeah.
in your bio, it does say you guys blend, you cross.
Yes. Does it
Uh,
say genre blending or something? Yeah. James is always like, dude, whenever James is like selling a show, he's always like, we're eclectic genre blending. And I'm like, fuck yeah, we are, man. We are. We do like, I always default to like indie rock. We have like Americana blues indie rock is what I would say.
uh,
So we like, cause if you come to one of our shows, like we may bust out a cover of like Ophelia from the band and like South Dakota is kind of like an Americana rock feel. But then we also have like some like more indie pop stuff too that's like a kind of a little like punky and we have classic rock. So we do have like kind of a nice blend of like, 3 or 4 genres all happening at once. One of my coworkers, at my job finally like decided to like listen, and she was like, "Oh, you guys are like really good." And I was like, I know that. I was like, "I've been telling you since I met you." And she listened to Chelsea Tomorrow, that's kind of like that country Americana, but like but that's not like what our whole sound is. If you listen to our discography, it's that pops up every once in a while, but a lot of it's like indie rock, I would say. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So I guess James does have a point. It's like, well,
James is always right. I won't say no. Yes. James is right. James is right a lot more than I would like to admit. James is right, yeah.
so when you're songwriting, do you think about the genre? Like the melody, the bass, what that would sound like?
Um, if I'm being 100% honest with you, sometimes like it depends on what I'm writing on.
Mm.
Oftentimes if there's a special kind of feeling that you get when you're all alone in your bedroom with an electric guitar and you're like blasting the fuck out of it and you're like, and that's just like I create the distinction of songs that you could just draw a line down the middle is like I wrote that on my electric guitar in my bedroom all alone. And then there's like I wrote this on my acoustic Martin. Um I still live in the Italian market, but I used to live above the visitor. Do you know where the pole is? The like the Italian market grease pole is? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like there's okay, so there's this giant festival every year. Like everyone comes down to Ninth Street and they climb this pole, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw a video of it on IG, but okay.
Okay. So well, it's coming in like a couple of weeks. You should come visit. I usually set out a stand for the Decent Okay and I give out stickers and stuff. But it's like the best. It's like so much fun. Just people are just day drink all day and eat cannolis and stuff. But I used to live like on 9th Street, literally like next to the pole. So I had this amazing view of the Italian market where I could just like I was like kind of like floating, like I felt like Aladdin or something. I was just like floating along, like in the market, and I was just like I could just look out and just write music like all day long. So it was, I'm not sure why I'm telling you this. I can't remember the point of this, but how do I write my songs? What the genre is? I guess it just depends on what instrument I'm using. Um, usually if you want to know a little bit more about the songwriting process, um, my attention span is becoming shorter and shorter for sure. Like I'm getting dumber, dude. I am getting so I am. I usually come up with like a really good hook. I'm really good at like the hook, and maybe I'll come up with like the first verse, and then James. Like I mean, I know I like to poke fun at him, but he is like literally the best songwriting partner. He's so thoughtful. Um, we argue not as much. Well, I mean, but like when we argue, it's like because we both care so deeply about whatever it is, the writing, and like James just like has really helped fill in the holes of the writing process, and he's such a fantastic guitarist, and he's just so talented. Working with him all these years has just been just a true blessing. And then there's other parts too. Like sometimes James will write an entire song and then it's just like done, or he'll have like a couple parts and I help him do the chorus or the bridge, or I help him with the verse. And if our have you listened to our EP Still Falling Down? I don't know. It's like a
Live Animal is the one I listen to.
Okay. Oh, you listen to Live Animal. I'm sorry that you had to experience that. I'm sorry. No, that's awesome. We did that. It's just the videos of that are so amazing. No, shout out to Light and Sound Studio. That was such a fun project. I should have told you that's what I did when I was off. When I forgot to tell you that.
Okay.
But anyways, Still Falling Down. I basically wrote Chelsea and Two Used, and then James had wrote Still Falling Down and the other song on there. Looking it up on
She doesn't live here.
Oh, yeah. So like it's almost kind of I was thinking about this this just crossed my mind the other day. I was talking about this record with my girlfriend and she was like, "You kind of like wrote those two songs and James kind of wrote those two songs," and like it just became the EP. And now we're at this point too where it's like when we get to work, my bass player is Ethan Kane, who is incredibly talented. He hosts the open jam at the Grape Room, and he plays like all of the venues in the city. He's just multi-talented and just incredible. But Ethan has a lot of good input. When we bring the songs to the band, and Josh Steingart, the drummer for the band, is also like so incredibly thoughtful. It was just like, and just so amazingly talented. I mean, Josh plays with Chubby Checker. Like, I'm like, bro, you got called by Chubby Checker to do a show. I'm like, I should not be in the same room with you. So I'm like, it is so cool. Like the people that I get to work with are just amazing. So yeah, they're just the greatest writing partners and best friends I could ever ask for. So makes the songwriting easy.
Oh, wow, that is awesome. So usually with artists, there's a lot of ups and downs throughout the journey. You mentioned the song that defines the decent okay. Was there a song that or moment in time where you look back to and reflect on and say, this is a reason why we should keep going? Like the way that people reacted to a song when it's played, or
Why we should keep going?
yeah, like this is it, or like early in your career before even starting the band.
Man, there's like a lot of moments that like I could pull from. Ousman, dude, you're killing it, dude. Dude, this is the best day of my life. Dude, this is so great, dude. What? Someone wants to know about me? This is amazing. You realize I like teach children for a living that don't care that I'm standing there at all. Like, so the fact that you want to listen to this is awesome. Okay. Man, I'm so happy. I don't even remember what you asked me. This is so too fun. I don't even remember. Oh, why do we keep going? I think man, we've had some really amazing performances at like Kung Fu Necktie and at Milk Boy, and man, there is a song, Melinda. Melinda is like one of my favorite songs. I wrote that kind of with James. I wish I knew more about how that song came to be. But Melinda is my mother's name. And so we always have this joke that James has a crush on my mom. That's what I wrote. But that's not, that's what we always tell the crowd, and it's like a whole thing. But that song rips, and like we play that live and people dancing. James has an incredible solo, and I think just I don't know, like people that come to my show, like they just like really want to be there, and it's just like the energy is just awesome, dude. I can't pinpoint like a specific song. Sometimes when you're in the studio and you're like, holy shit, like this sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like the coolest experience. Or and there is a lot of doubt too,
Yeah.
there is a lot of mind fuck going on, like, oh man, like can I still do that? Or is this, there's a lot of that too. I get that all the, am I going to be ready for this? I have bunch of huge shows coming up, and I'm like, how do I make this bigger and better than the last one? So yeah. but I don't know. Seeing James rip a solo on stage is the reason that keeps me going. And I literally think most of the time that I hang out with him or do a show is to just watch him play. He's that good. So I'm serious. I really am. It's awesome.
We could tell you got some good bandmates. I could tell
Yeah, they're the
by the way you
best.
talk about them.
Yeah,
Shout out to James because it seems like you guys are good
legend.
friends as well.
Oh, dude, we've been through it all. We have been through it all. We've been through it all.
Ah, so, as a closing tradition on the show, we ask every guest a two-part question.
Oh, okay.
First part being, what's the best piece of advice that you were given, personally in your personal life or as an artist that you typically share with other people? And then, what's the worst piece of advice that you were given that you tell people to stay away from? It's like, avoid it at all costs. Stay away from it.
Best piece of advice and worst piece of advice. Man. Well, for an up and coming artist, I can approach this in a couple of ways. Do every gig possible. Just say yes and do it, and do it with your whole heart. I mean, I think like formative years of like my personality and just getting to understand who I was and understanding who I am on stage and stuff like that came through a lot of trial and error and going to really odd places to perform. Shout out to those places. They were amazing. They let me do whatever the fuck. They let me do my thing. But yeah, like I had some very strange, I had a lot of weird gigs as every artist does that start, no one's going to start on singing, at Wells Fargo in the middle of 10,000 people. So I think just getting out there is probably the best piece of advice. The reason why I was like, can we do this at 6:30? Because my drummer hosts open mic on Mondays, and I try to make those as much as I can, and they're far away. So I'm like, oh, man, I really want to get to them. So I think just playing as much as you can is the best. Worst piece of advice. Worst piece of advice. People only tell me good things, man. So I don't know. Worst piece of advice. I think, I'm so getting to the point where I'm so anti like social media and technology, and I really think that like, you see people on TikTok that are like, you have to release a song like every month and you have to do this and you have to, you have to just continually push this stuff out. And I'm just like, dude, that's not what's going to make like a lasting impact, A lasting impact takes time. And if you feel like your thing is not ready, just be patient with it. So I would say like rushing the process is like the worst piece of advice, I would say. You gotta trust the process. This is Philadelphia, man. This is gotta trust the process. That's what it is. So.
They've been trusting it for too long, and
It,
it's still going.
yeah, every year it's like playoffs and like Embiid gets like smited down. I'm like, I kind of feel like that's how I feel like as a human. I'm just like, this is like a perfect allegory for my life. So yeah, that's the worst piece of advice is rush. Don't just put anything out there. I think you should think about it.
That's awesome. Thank Nick. It was awesome to have you on. Really appreciate you joining the show. Before we let you go, can you let everyone know where they can find you, the band, upcoming shows?
Yes, I would love to. All right. First of all, okay, Ousman, you were amazing. I had a great time with you. So shout out to you. I'm gonna just pause for a moment of joy for you. Okay. But now back to me. Back to excited. Okay, you can find us online. I run the Decent OK Band website. So go to www.decentokband.com. Check out the website. It's looking good. We have all of our shows. We have links to everything. You can even download our EPK. You can see all of our music videos, all that stuff. So, but this summer, we're playing in Ambler at the Yard Skate Park, May 8th. That's in 2 weeks. We're playing at Frankie Bradley's downtown at with the Remy Gould show. We're down the shore a bunch. We're at Ship Bottom Brewery and we're at Flip Flops. We're doing, if you like for our beach fans. And we have a huge show coming up. We're headlining 118 North with Kikishima and my good friend Tim Hine. That is going to be a banger. We have tickets are on sale right now, so go to decentokband.com. Link is in the bio. But yeah, we have some awesome stuff coming up. And we might even release a little something at the end of summer. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's where you can find us.
Thank you, Nick.
Dude, you